Let's dive into the polar vortex, a real force of nature, not just a sci-fi name. This phenomenon has shaped winters for centuries, yet it still manages to surprise us with its power and unpredictability. Picture a swirling mass of icy air high above the North Pole, usually kept in place by a strong jet stream. This jet stream acts like a barrier, holding the coldest air in the Arctic and keeping milder weather further south. But sometimes, that jet stream weakens and wobbles, letting a chunk of the vortex break free. When this happens, the boundaries between Arctic and temperate air blur, and the cold escapes its usual confines. When this happens, a blast of Arctic air can sweep south, even reaching the UK. The temperature can plummet in just a matter of hours, catching many off guard. Suddenly, our mild winter turns into a deep freeze, sub-zero mornings, biting winds, and heavy snow. Streets that were once clear become blanketed in white, and daily routines are thrown into chaos. It's not just cold, it's extreme, transforming the landscape into a frozen world. Trees and fields are coated in ice, and the countryside takes on a stark, silent beauty. Roads become dangerous, schools close, and we bundle up just to step outside. Everyday life slows down, and communities must adapt to the harsh new reality. But while we can hide indoors, wildlife faces the full force of the cold. Animals must search harder for food and shelter, and every day becomes a struggle for survival. Animals can't escape. They must endure the brutal conditions. Their instincts and resilience are put to the ultimate test as they battle hunger and freezing temperatures. For them, the polar vortex is a true survival test. Every night brings new challenges, and only the most resourceful can find enough warmth and food to make it through. It's a dramatic, relentless challenge that disrupts everything. The landscape is reshaped, and the rhythm of life is altered for both people and animals alike. The deep freeze pushes every creature to its limits. Survival becomes a daily battle, and only the most adaptable can hope to see the return of spring. Only the toughest will make it through. In the end, the polar vortex reminds us of nature's raw power and the resilience required to endure it. When the polar vortex hits, survival becomes a daily battle for wildlife. The landscape transforms into a frozen wilderness, and every creature must fight to endure the relentless cold. The biggest challenge? Staying warm. Animals lose heat fast and must find ways to insulate themselves. Some, like the fox, curl tightly to conserve body heat, while others, like the badger, retreat deep underground where the earth offers shelter from the biting wind. If they can't, hypothermia is a real threat. Even the thickest fur or feathers can only do so much when temperatures plummet for days on end. Food is scarce. Frozen ground and snow bury their usual meals. Birds and mammals alike must work tirelessly, pecking and digging, just to uncover a few morsels. Every calorie counts, and finding enough to eat is a race against time. The energy spent searching for food can sometimes outweigh the reward, making each meal a precious victory. Water is another problem. Most of it is frozen, and eating snow drains precious energy. Thirst can be as dangerous as hunger in these icy conditions. Animals search desperately for running water or risk dehydration. Streams and trickles that remain unfrozen become lifelines for many species. The polar vortex brings a triple threat: freezing cold, little food, and scarce water. Each day is a test of endurance and resourcefulness. Every animal, from mouse to deer, relies on ancient instincts and clever adaptations. Some tunnel beneath the snow for warmth, while others grow thicker coats or change their behavior to survive. They must use every trick to survive the deep freeze. Huddling together, seeking shelter, and blending into the landscape are all part of their winter strategy. It's a story of resilience and ingenuity. Against all odds, these animals adapt and persevere, showing remarkable determination. The drama unfolds in our gardens and countryside. Even in familiar places, extraordinary struggles for survival are taking place, often just out of sight. Nature's toughest are put to the ultimate test. Only the most adaptable and resilient will make it through to see the warmth of spring return. Meet the hedgehog, one of our cleverest winter survivors. Instead of braving the cold, hedgehogs hibernate, entering a deep sleep that slows their heart and breathing to a minimum. Their body temperature drops close to freezing, conserving energy for months. Before hibernation, they gorge on insects and worms to build up fat reserves. If they're underweight, they might not survive the winter. Occasionally, hedgehogs wake to move nests or grab a quick snack, but this uses lots of energy. That's why it's vital not to disturb them. Their hibernation is a delicate balance, a remarkable adaptation for surviving the harshest months. By sleeping through the worst, hedgehogs outsmart the cold. It's a brilliant feat of survival. Robins, the iconic symbols of the British winter, don't hibernate like some birds. They face the cold head-on, braving the harshest months with remarkable resilience and spirit. Their secret weapon? Fluffing up their feathers to trap pockets of warm air, creating a natural duvet that insulates them from the biting chill. This clever adaptation helps them survive even the frostiest nights. When darkness falls, robins seek out shelter in dense bushes or quiet sheds, sometimes huddling together for extra warmth. These cozy hideaways are essential for making it through long, freezing nights. But staying warm burns a lot of energy, so finding enough food each day becomes absolutely critical for their survival. That's why robins become surprisingly bold in winter, venturing close to homes and gardens in search of seeds, fruit, or suet, anything that can give them a quick energy boost to keep going. High-energy foods like mealworms and seeds are their lifeline, especially when the ground is frozen and insects are scarce. The robin's famous red breast isn't just for show. It marks its territory, fiercely defended to ensure access to precious food sources. Their survival depends on clever insulation, smart roosting choices, and relentless foraging from dawn until dusk. With a high metabolism, robins must eat constantly throughout the day to stay warm and energized. In a cold snap, a single robin can eat nearly half its body weight in food every day just to survive. It's a tough, relentless fight for survival against the elements, demanding both courage and determination. These tiny birds are true winter warriors. Their fierce hearts and unwavering determination are truly inspiring, reminding us of the strength found in even the smallest creatures. The red fox thrives in winter, using intelligence and adaptability to survive. Its thick coat and bushy tail provide insulation, even in the harshest cold. Foxes hunt daily, using sharp hearing to detect prey under snow. Their signature move, a high leap and dive, lets them catch hidden mice and voles. When prey is scarce, foxes scavenge, eat berries, or dig for worms. Their flexible diet is key to survival. Foxes' paws are built for icy terrain, with hair for grip and warmth. They walk on their toes, moving silently across snow. The fox's resourcefulness makes it a master of the frozen landscape. It's the ultimate winter survivor. Adaptation and cunning keep the fox thriving. Grey squirrels don't hibernate, but they prepare for winter with impressive planning. In autumn, they cache nuts and seeds in hundreds of spots, creating a secret pantry. Squirrels use memory and a keen sense of smell to find their buried food, even under snow. When it's bitterly cold, they stay in their nests, dries, lined with moss and leaves for warmth. Sometimes, squirrels share drays, huddling together to conserve heat. Forgotten nuts often sprout into new trees, making squirrels accidental forest gardeners. Their autumn frenzy ensures survival through the harshest months. Squirrels' clever tactics benefit the whole woodland. They're busy, resourceful, and vital to the ecosystem. Even in winter, squirrels are always one step ahead. Their survival strategy is a win for nature. Badgers don't hibernate, but they enter torpor, sleeping for long stretches in their underground sets. These burrows are complex, insulated networks that shield them from the cold. In autumn, badgers fatten up and gather fresh bedding for warmth. During a polar vortex, they stay underground, huddling with family to share body heat. When temperatures rise, they emerge briefly to forage, especially for earthworms. Their flexible approach, resting through the worst, foraging when possible, keeps them going. Communal living is key to conserving energy. Badger's winter strategy is a blend of preparation and adaptability. It's a system that's worked for generations. Underground, they weather the storm together. Tiny mammals like wood mice and voles face huge risks in winter. They can't hibernate or store much fat, so they stay active, searching for food daily. Their secret weapon is the snow. It creates a subnivean zone, a hidden world beneath the surface. Here, they're insulated from the worst cold and hidden from predators. They build nests from grass and leaves, huddling for warmth. High metabolisms mean they must eat constantly, sometimes their own body weight in a day. Predators like weasels and foxes still pose a threat, even in the snow tunnels. Despite dangers, the snow is their ally, offering protection and stability. These tiny survivors show how even the smallest creatures adapt to the harshest conditions. Their resilience is remarkable. Watching wildlife endure the polar vortex is inspiring. Each animal has its own survival strategy, but extreme cold and modern challenges mean even the toughest need help. We can make a difference. Put out high-energy food and fresh water, especially for birds and ground feeders. Leave log piles or untidy corners in the garden for shelter and hibernation spots. Let ivy grow for bird roosts and resist over-tidying. Wild spaces are vital refuges. Protecting habitats like woodlands and hedgerows is crucial for long-term survival. Supporting conservation ensures wildlife has what it needs year-round. The polar vortex reminds us of nature's resilience and its fragility. By being thoughtful guardians, we help these survivors reach spring. Together we can make a real difference for our winter wildlife.